It's your wedding day, and this is supposed to be one of the most important days of your life. You're getting prepared for your wedding in an Airbnb. But the owner's like, you broke the rules, so she put you out. Bridal party getting put out of Airbnb on wedding day. Here's a quick story time and update of us being thrown out of the Airbnb. I would also like to add, I do not promote or condone bullying at all. I do appreciate how y'all are riding for us. The host definitely was wrong. We were communicating and willing to abide by the rules. It was a simple miscommunication on time. She chose to weaponize the police and throw us out. The police did not arrive, but she did in fact state she would call.
Yeah, we got put out that Airbnb, but she ain't ruined nothing. So I'm gonna give y'all a story time. Let's start from the beginning for the slow people in the back. Okay. I'm from Louisiana. I was hired to do a wedding in Montgomery, Texas. I don't know anything about Montgomery, Texas. I do know it looked a little weird when I was looking up Airbnbs and hotels, so I chose to stay in Spring, Texas. I want to say it took us about 45 minutes to drive there, so we were not there long at all. I set up my stuff. I curled up 2 people. However, I did have 10 people to do, so the bride had her own stylist. We also could not get in the venue until 12. So when the bride's stylist arrived, that took us over the limit of 6 people. At that point, the host was actually contacted, and we were like, hey, we're going to have an overlap. You know, it's going to be a 7th person here only for about 10 minutes, but 3 people are about to go. She then said we had to go. We could not stay there. She does not allow that many people. So now the bride is like, okay, everyone can leave now. Can I just stay? Because her stylist was outside. The host then says, you have 30 minutes to leave or I'll call the sheriff's office. At that point, we're like, whoa, this escalated quickly. Why would you weaponize the police? Y'all, it was literally 9 a.m. We were so quiet. It was so I just peaceful. Don't understand why you would put a bride out and we're basically begging. We do understand, though, that rules are rules, so we just peacefully left. We did lose hours that we needed in getting ready, but hey, everything worked out. The bride was pleased. She was beautiful. The bridesmaids were beautiful. The venue was beautiful. The enemy was just busy. The mother of the bride did contact Airbnb, and she is getting a full refund, and I believe the host page is down.
Trust tyranny. Period.
Some of y'all don't need to have Airbnbs. For me, it's not that deep. As long as they weren't being disrespectful, they weren't having a loud party. And shout outs to y'all by abiding by the rules and not feeding into the drama and just getting up and bouncing out. This is their Airbnb owner, and she came out to give her full story.
This is Reina Tart. I'm a real estate agent, and I also own Airbnbs, and I do this for a living. I'm the one that actually went viral on TikTok regarding about kicking out a bride. So I'm here to tell my story because I think it's really, really important for everybody to know because I've been being harassed like nonstop. And I don't think that's right because as you know, people only react on what they see. So I think it's better to tell my story. I've got a...
Hello, Everett. Check-in time is at 3 p.m. and check-out time is at 10 a.m. It shows that only you and Angel are staying. We are looking forward to hosting the 2 of you. Please let us know the time you and Angel will be arriving so we can open the gate. We live across the street, so if you need anything, just message us. The front door code is the extra pillows, linens, and towels are in the linen closet next to the master bedroom. Safe travels and enjoy your stay. Angel said thank you. Ma'am. So you was over there clocking how many people was coming in and out of the house. That's what it's giving.
Booking that was booked by a man checking in on September 12th. And on the booking, it shows only 2 people in there. And, you know, as a host, I would like to communicate with my guests prior to them coming over just to give them a reminder about how to check in. So on September the 12th, before check-in, I sent a message to the male booker and send him the information on how to check in. And I also tried to confirmed also on my message that I saw that there's only 2 of you and we are so excited to host both of you. And then I got a message from a woman, which is the guest, saying thank you. I said, okay, everything's okay. So that's the 12th. The check-in time is at 3 o'clock p.m. The second day, which is September the 13th, I got a message from the female.
Good morning. Just want to let you know that I'm getting married today, like 15 minutes down the road. My venue won't let me and my bridesmaid in yet, but will around 12 p.m. By that time, we should all be gone, as well as the cars. I just wanted to let you know so that you didn't think it was a party or anything. I apologize for the inconvenience. Please let me know if there's anything you need from me. And again, I apologize. Good morning, Angel. Congratulations on your wedding day. Our policy will only allow 6 people total in on our property. That must be approved prior to check-in. We have very strict policy, mainly due to liability purposes. I want you to explain to me what the liability is. Is this coming from your insurance, or is this the liability that you're willing to take in? Because I guess I'll be leaning. I wouldn't care. If it's for your wedding, make sure you clean up and get your folks up out of there. Don't be rowdy. Keep it low. Go on about your day.
Email guest telling me, letting me know that there's gonna be people coming over and there's gonna be a lot of cars, and she just want to make sure that I'm aware because it's her wedding day. And this is new to me. I didn't know there's gonna be a wedding or she's gonna be a bride. She never communicated to me regarding about wedding.
Why do it matter? She's renting a place from you. That ain't none of your business. She don't have to tell you what she's doing while she's in town.
So she said that her guest, needed a place to stay.
You apologize. We will not be able to accommodate your request. Okay. Do you know where they may be able to go since it's only 3.5 hours? Okay. I'm checking right now. How many are there? You can check Margaritaville. They don't need a place to stay. Just a place to wait until 12. And then they're leaving and not coming back. They aren't staying the night, just waiting.
As the wedding venue.
Girl, y'all better than me. You don't need an Airbnb. If you gonna micromanage every single thing, nah, ma'am. Get a hotel next time.
It's not open until before 12 o'clock. And I was thinking like, why you just told me about this? You know, if this is your big day and you planned for this for a while and you've been communicating with the wedding venue, you should know that their check-in time is not before 12. But apparently, what I gathered is that I think she booked the property for, the wedding party, which I wasn't aware of. And we do have requirements, right, for our guests, because as a host, I
totally understand. Again, only 6 people allowed to be on the property. Only 3 cars allowed to be on the property. No street parking. All IDs needs to be submitted for all guests prior to check-in. These policies were on the listing that Everett agreed to upon booking. You are violating numerous policies of ours. I will give you 30 minutes to vacate property. Otherwise, the sheriff will be notified to vacate you from the property. I confirmed with you yesterday that there's only 2 of you checking in when I sent the check-in info. Are you talking to me too? Trying to figure out what to do and what to tell my dad. Ma'am, y'all should have read what she had on there and left her property alone. To me, that's a big house. I'm not about to clock every single person that comes into your house. If it's property damage that happened in my house, I'm taking it up with Everett. Everett's the person I'm taking to court. I'm not getting your guest ID. If you're renting out your house, rent out your house. But your thing is you want to rent out your house and then you want to micromanage every single thing that's going on, which is why you probably was peeking your head out, marking down the violations. It don't work like that. I need all IDs to submit it. You need to what? How are you approving these people?
Created our own house rules. So one of the house rules is that I do need all the IDs from all the people that's actually staying on our property. Either they stay there, hang out, or stay there overnight or sleep overnight.
Why? And you out of your rabbit mind, because first and foremost, if I'm renting an Airbnb and I have a visitor come over or whatever the case may be, you're not getting their IDs. That is none of your business. And that is an invasion of privacy to me. Anything that happens on your property, I'm responsible for. And if somebody damages your property, you can sue me and then I'll bring them in so they can get sued. But this idea that you need to micromanage and be a part of everything that they have going on there is beyond me. She already told you in a text message that they weren't staying there.
I do need to have those IDs. This is my home. It's very special to me. This is personal. I just want to make sure the people who are those people coming in.
If your house is so personal to you, you shouldn't be renting it out. You want to miss business and your personal feelings. It don't work like that. I need to know who's this. I need to know who's... Why? You book a hotel, you know who name they care about? The person who booking it? You know who card they got on file? The person who booking it. Yes, they do have rules on the number of people you can have in a room, but they rented out a house that has multiple rooms. That looks like a big enough venue for the people that was gonna be there.
And I never got that. And the second thing is that one of the other rule that we have is we only allowed 3 cars that can be parked in our property, and there is no street parking. There's 6 cars, and there's cars parked outside. So that's actually broken the rule. You have to understand, this is all about respect. If you're going to somebody's property, you need to communicate. I have no problem, if she communicated with me and letting me know about the bridal party. How could I kick her out? Ask her, how many people do you have? I even asked her, do you need place? I can find some place for them to stay. And
They not spending the night. Is you cool? They're there for a short period of time. You don't need to know why they're there.
Suggested Margaritaville, and she said no. They're not gonna be going in there. And then after that, there's other rules that she actually
What she
broke.
break?
So in this case, I cannot make my own decision. I do have to call Airbnb, and I got Airbnb involved. Because the way that she presented it to me, she's not asking me permission. She's telling me what she's going to do. And that's the reason why I called Airbnb and told them about the rules that she actually broke. I've never communicated with a male booker. And then when I told her that you need to follow the policies and the rules, and she said, oh, I don't know how to tell my dad. Now it made me think like, oh, okay, maybe the male booker is her dad, or maybe her fiance. I don't know. And
Who card you got on file for damage? Y'all gotta stop acting obtuse. Even if she went to a hotel, if her pappy came up in there, put his card down, booked the room for his daughter, did what he needed to do, his card is on file. I'm assuming it's the same thing for Airbnb. Their card is on file, just in case there's damages. You want to communicate with the mail for what? She telling you, okay, if I gotta leave, I need to go call my pops so he can get his money back.
And the thing is that if you have 6 cars in the parking lot, how many people do you think inside the house? We can't see inside the house. We don't have cameras,
Good.
We give our guests privacy. I didn't even know that she has cars and, she got people in there until she messaged me. And then
She lying because she lived right next door. You live next door. You said that for a reason. You was looking over there.
I tried to communicate with her about the policies, and it seems like she's trying to prove her point, and I can't go farther with her. So when I called Airbnb, of course, Airbnb wanted to get all the information. Okay, they have to evaluate the host and they have to evaluate the guest. So Airbnb did their thing. Unfortunately, Airbnb was not able to get hold of this female guest because I believe she's not answering their call. So Airbnb contacted me back, and I told Airbnb and I said, hey, how can I move forward on this one? Because I am not comfortable anymore of them staying in there, because really, I don't know how many people inside the house. She's not telling me how many people inside the house. So I told Airbnb, said, well, Reina, what do you think you would feel like doing? And I said, well, maybe I can call a cop. And of course, Airbnb can't really tell us what to do. So I told Airbnb like, hey, if I call a cop, that would be okay. And Airbnb said, so whatever is you're comfortable doing, you can absolutely do that because it's your property. So I messaged the female guest, and I told her, and I said, hey, I want you to vacate the property. I'll give you 30 minutes, and if you don't, I will call the cop, which I never did. Okay, no, I never called a cop, and I don't have a brother cop.
Awesome. I hope you had a day you deserve after threatening to call the sheriff on a bride who was trying to have effective communication, lovely conversation. She was communicating with you. So this idea that you were so out of the loop is really beyond me. I find it odd that you so concerned about how many people are up in the house. And I understand that Airbnb owners have to be cautious with who they rent their house out to because they don't want their property being damaged. You've had people throwing parties at these mansions and destroying stuff, but a woman told you what it was, and she explained that the people would not be staying there.
Okay. So when I sent that information, she sent me a really, really, nasty text or messages.
That wasn't nasty.
And I knew I can't.
Show us the nasty text messages, ma'am. You making me feel like you got some microaggression going on there. Because I didn't read a nasty text message. I read somebody that was communicating with you. It is what it is. What I think is you didn't want them niggas in your house. You was like, oh, whoa, slow your roll. That's how I feel about it.
No, I'm not comfortable, okay? So this is my property and I'm not comfortable with it. If she is not willing to be honest with me, I don't respect that.
Ma'am, stop renting your house out. You acting like this woman cussed you out, vandalized your house, and was throwing a loud party and she wasn't. What is making you uncomfortable besides the fact that she didn't tell you how many people that was in that house, ma'am? That's the problem. It has nothing to do with the house. And she also effectively communicated with you because she told you what was going on. She told you they were not staying the night, and she told you why they were there. So cut the cap. I would hate to be your neighbor.
So what happened was that I did not hear back from her. And I said, oh, okay. Well, maybe Airbnb is still, communicating with them. As a host, we cannot, cancel somebody's reservation. You really have to go through Airbnb, and Airbnb will assist you in doing it. So when Airbnb said the cancellation, the reservation is already canceled because they have all the proof that the guests are breaking a lot of rules, house rules. So Airbnb made the decision that they can actually, cancel the reservation. And then after that, never heard from them. I said, oh, okay, well, hopefully, they get it. We never called the cop. I got a tag on TikTok, and the tag is them showing their experience on my Airbnb. And after that, I realized, oh, okay, maybe they're gone already because, it shows on TikTok that they're actually living. I said, okay, so I went and, checked the Airbnb. And next thing I know, my phone is blowing up on Airbnb app, telling me I'm a racist, telling me this, telling me that, nasty messages.
From them or somebody else. You told them they had 30 minutes to leave. Why are you shocked that they left your premises? She said, okay. Were you expecting for them to fight you? I think that you expected them to be loud and ghetto. That is what you expect. I think that you saw how many people were there. I think that their skin tone made you uncomfortable because you felt like they were going to be partying in your house. That is what I'm getting from this. Oh, she sent me nasty text messages. No, she did not. They posted their experience with you, and you're confirming their experience. And I understand that's your home. You may have had times in the past where somebody damaged your property and you had to pay for it. I get it. But that's also a risk that you take when you have these Airbnbs.
That went on the whole day, the whole night until today. Today is the 14th, okay? I'm still getting a lot of messages. And after that, people are messaging my social media. Nasty, being a racist, okay? I get calls, I get emails. So basically, all of that. I understand, a lot of negative comments because people only saw a one-sided story. If they just know the whole story, then maybe they will react differently. And that's the reason why I'm making this video. This is my story. So the takeaway of this story is that the guest violated a lot of rules. As a host, we have rules, and on our listing it says that if you violate these rules, then your reservation might be canceled. But you should have planned that properly. Please be honest to your host, because as a host, we understand.
Apparently not, ma'am. They left. We go to the comment section. Her property was removed for Airbnb, so that's all I needed to know. So you're not allowed to have guests over. Oh my gosh. Honey, no. You were very in a row. It's 3 hours her friends needed to sit on the couch. Like, come on. The kind of rules you implement are the exact reason I don't use Airbnb anymore. Needing IDs of everyone on the property. Only 3 cars max. Can people use the property they are renting for a few hours to get ready? Talk unnecessary and arbitrary rules, pointless and harsh. That's kind of how I feel. As long as they're not spending the night, I don't care. As long as you're not throwing a party, I don't care. I understand that they probably have music going on, but as long as you're not blasting the music where I can hear it from my house, I do not care. You might as well take the property off the website if you don't want no one there. This is the main reason I'd rather stay at a hotel. Me too. That, and I don't particularly trust Airbnbs.
As a host, we have rules. And on our listing, it says that if you violate these rules, then your reservation might be canceled. And you can see that prior to you booking the property. And yes, it's a sad story. She's getting married. I'm just hoping that she's accountable of her actions.
Bruh, she left. What accountability would you like for her to take? She left your house. She don't have to be accountable for nothing. You act like she damaged your property. Please shut up. God darn it. You acting like the woman cussed you out, had her guts cuss you out, egg your house, and then left. She didn't.
Yes, it is her big day. And I can understand. I'm a woman. Wedding is a big thing for us. But you should have planned that properly. And you should, next time you go, rent an Airbnb, please be honest to your host. Because
bruh, shut up. Now, I ain't got something that bit me on the back of my arm and you sitting up here, please be honest with your guests. Please shut up. Golly, you act like the woman that stole your dog.
The only thing that we're having concern is that when our guests are not telling us the truth, and then we'll just find out. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
What did you find out besides the fact it was a bridal party? Make it make sense.
So I'm hoping that, you would also realize that you let down your wedding party list.
No, she did.
With all the bridesmaids. When I saw the video, I felt so bad. And I said, why is she not telling me this? Why was she hiding it from me? Why she didn't tell me that those people are on her wedding parties, getting their hair done? Yes, they're very, very beautiful. Yes, and I feel so bad about it that, the situation, ended that way. I hope it did not, but I'm hoping that next time she'll understand that she has to communicate.
I don't understand. She said it was going to be a few people staying there for a couple hours until the hotel was ready at 12 because they can't go before then. You talking, oh, sure, they were so beautiful. I saw them getting their hair done. Now, do you feel comfortable that they were in there getting their hair done? That wasn't going to change anything for you because you're a control freak. Were you about to go over there and pop some bottles of champagne with them or something like that? No, shut up. You sound like a broken record. If she would have told me, stop. She elaborated enough. One extra person. This is over one person, y'all. No better day than teach someone accountability than their wedding day. Coming from the other side of the video, Rena, you are 100% wrong. And I'll see where the other party may think you were being racist. She didn't have to disclose to you that it was her wedding because that's her personal business and her choice. They weren't parked on the road. They weren't sleeping. They were literally getting dressed for her wedding. She does not have to tell you anything. You should have, in fact, minded your own business and kept out of the young lady's personal life. Here is my side as the bride from the Airbnb situation. Thank you to everyone for all the support and for everyone defending me. You guys are great and very much appreciated. Also, shout out to Tyranny, my hairstylist. She was amazing. My bridesmaids for being so positive through it all, and Airbnb for resolving everything. Love y'all.
Hi guys, my name's Angel. I'm the bride from the Airbnb video that the hairstylist posted. I just want to get on here and tell my side. I'm only going to be giving y'all facts. Not much my opinions on everything, but yeah, just showing you guys some screenshots and getting my side of the story out. That's all. I also just want to say that I really do appreciate every single person that defended me and supported me in my hairstylist comments, under that woman's video, in her comments, that messaged Airbnb, every single person, including Airbnb. They did completely resolve the situation effectively, professionally, and swiftly. And I am so happy with the outcome. And I appreciate you guys a lot. Without you, I don't think that any of this would have happened, especially with my hairstylist, Tyranny. She was amazing hairstylist. She did her thing, and my girls looked very good on that day. And without her, this would not have happened. So I do want to thank Tyranny as well. She did amazing. But yeah, I'm going to be giving you guys some brief screenshots and facts. But before I get started with that, for anybody, and I'm not saying that there are a whole bunch of people doing this, but for anybody that is going to, you know, the host's page to harass or bully her, just please don't, guys. The situation was fixed. It's fine. I'm okay. Okay, so number one, I knew that my venue was not going to let me until 12. At that point, I had to figure out a situation because I have 10 bridesmaids in total and they needed to get their makeup done and they needed to start like early in the morning. Okay. Second, because I needed to figure something out, I went ahead and I told my dad, hey, I need to get an Airbnb or a hotel, whatever the case may be. Also, guys, the mysterious Everett that everybody's talking about is my dad. That's it. Also, I did not tell this woman that I was having my wedding. And I don't think I needed to. And honestly, that opinion is not going to change. It's not going to change. When I book an Airbnb, when I book a hotel, I don't tell them why I'm there or what I'm doing. Quite frankly, they don't need to know. All they need to know is that I'm staying there. That's it. Now, when I booked the Airbnb, here is the policy. No gatherings of more than 6 people, up to 4 vehicles allowed on the property, no street parking. That's
failure to comply with the pet requirement will result in reservation being canceled. Parties, no parties and gathering of more than 6 people. Guest IDs. IDs are required of blah, blah, blah. Photo shoots. No photo shoots, professional or amateur, allowed in the property, inside and outside vehicles. Up to 4 vehicles allowed on the property, no street parking. Smoking, no smoking inside the cottage. No, violating above policies will result in cancellation of reservation and no exemptions. So you didn't have a party, but you had a gathering of more than 6 people. So you violated this. You also violated the guest IDs, which I think should be illegal because that ain't none of your business. No, you can't have my ID. You might be a scammer trying to use my ID. I'm not giving you my ID, ma'am. I do not know you. And she said up to 4 vehicles. So she lied and said it was just 3. I don't know how many vehicles you had there and I ain't going back to count. But it's a high likelihood you violated that one too. I don't think y'all was parking in the street though.
no gatherings of more than 6 people, up to 4 vehicles allowed on the property, no street parking. That's what was there. Again, I also saw 6 guests maximum.
Quiet hours 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Additional rules. Pets, dogs only. Dogs must be approved by a host prior to check-in. There's a pet fee of $45 per pet for all approved dogs. Only 2 dogs are allowed.
This is what she sent me the morning of our check-in.
Dang, you out here giving out people codes and stuff.
It was supposed to be on the 12th. I didn't check until the 13th, the day of my wedding, because I went out the morning before. I didn't but if you want to read this, you can pause. It was a really nice message. I just said thank you back. Now, what you guys should know is that I have 10 bridesmaids in total. I was aware that it said 6 guests maximum. And I had created, or really my maid of honor and my matron of honor, shout out to them, they created a schedule for the bridesmaids to get there to do their makeup because I knew that I couldn't have more than 6 people there. My intention was to always have 6 people there. And for everybody who doesn't believe that we were really going to do rotations, we really were.
The Airbnb only allows 4 people inside at a time. So we will rotate in groups of 3. Once your group is finishing up, please call the next group to let them know it's time to head over. These times are estimates. Group 1, 6 a.m. confirmed. Group 2, 7:45 a.m. estimated. Group 3, 9:30 a.m. estimated.
My bridesmaid, my matron of honor, got the 4 wrong, but really it was 6 people. So I told them like groups of 3 and then let the next group know when you're going to be done. Yeah, so it would have been 3 people, me, the hairstylist, and the makeup artist. That makes 6. Also, this was sent at 8:32 p.m. on Friday. Now guys, I got back to my Airbnb at like 5 in the morning because, like I said, I went out the night before. I immediately went to bed. I was tired and I was getting married in the morning. I went to bed, and then when I woke up around like 8 in the morning, I realized that there were more than 6 people. And I realized that that was against the rules. So I messaged her and I said, good morning, just wanted to let you know that I'm getting married today. My venue is 15 minutes down the road. I let her know that so that she knew that whenever we left, it would be quick, okay? Venue won't let me and my bridesmaids in yet, but will around 12 p.m. By that time, we should all be gone, as well as the cars. I just wanted to let you all know that so that you didn't think it was a party or anything. I apologize for the inconvenience. Please let me know if there's anything you need from me. And again, I apologize. I apologize twice, guys. I'm not a rude person. I understand this is somebody's place, and I don't want to do anything to make them uncomfortable. She said good morning. She congratulated me on my wedding day. She told me about the policy again. And said that it was strict, and she said that she wouldn't be able to, that says accommodate your requests. I understood. Did I understand? No, but I understood that this is her place, so if that's how she feels, then that's how she feels. I said, okay, do you know where they may be able to go since only 3.5 hours? I literally just needed somewhere for them to be for 3 hours, or 3, 4, I'm bad at math, whatever. I need them to be somewhere for a short amount of time. She said she was checking, and she asked how many there are. I said just 7. I know that for a fact in her video, it did not go through to her. So she did not see this. Guys, like I said, this Airbnb was in the middle of the forest. I'm a very type E person, so really that morning I was running off having no Wi-Fi and just doing whatever. But I did say that there were 7 people in the Airbnb. It just did not get to her, and I was running around doing stuff, so I didn't see that it didn't send. She then said, you can check Margaritaville. Like I said, guys, I just needed a place for 3.5 hours. My bridesmaids were going home after the wedding. I wanted to be with my husband. I said, because I was trying to clarify, they don't need a place to stay, just a place to wait until 12, and then they're leaving and not coming back. What I meant by that is not that they're leaving your house and not coming back. What I meant is that wherever they will be, they don't need to stay. They're not coming back. I said they aren't staying the night, just waiting. That's it. That's all I meant by that. And I can see how it may be misconstrued that I meant her place, but that's not what I meant. I just meant that I needed a place for them to be at for not an extended period of time. And she said that she understood and that it was again, and we weren't allowed on the property. La la. This was the rest of that message. I totally understand. Again, only 6 people allowed to be on the property, only 3 cars allowed to be on the property. I saw 4, and I showed you guys a screenshot, but whatever. No street parking, and all IDs need to be submitted for all guests prior to check-in. These weren't guests. Again, they were visitors. They were not going to be there for more than like 4 hours that day.
Exactly. And that's your loophole because, ma'am, you said guests. They're not staying there. They're visiting. I think that you need to slow your roll. And y'all should have stuck to y'all little schedule. So you could have got them people in and out of her house. Because she was stocking that property. I don't care what she say. To me, it still ain't that deep.
And these policies were on the listing that Everett agreed to upon booking. You're violating numerous policies of ours. I'll give you 30 minutes to vacate the property. Otherwise, the sheriff will be notified to vacate you from the property. And then she confirmed yesterday it's only 2 checking in. Yeah. She didn't clarify if she needed me to leave too. So I asked her, I said, are you talking about me too? She didn't respond back until like 8 or 9:35-ish. But I was trying to figure out what to tell my dad. Yeah. Then she finally responded and said yes. And so while I said I was upset, guys, but I wasn't going to be cursing this woman out and doing the most. So I just said, awesome. I hope you have the day you deserve after threatening to call the sheriff on a bride who was trying to have effective communication. Lovely conversation. I didn't talk to her ever again. This says Everett canceled the reservation, and that's that. Okay, any hoodles. So yeah, I thought that this was going to be brief, but I don't think so. So I'll just do a part 2.
For me, the owner kept acting like you didn't communicate, and she did. And then she wanted to pretend like she was being rude. She was not.
Okay, y'all, this is my part 2, just to debunk some things. For one, this woman knew that it was my wedding from the moment I told her that was 8 a.m. on September 13th. That was my wedding day. Second, there were no cars in the road. Even then, I remember at a certain point, one of my bridesmaids, she literally came in and grabbed everybody's keys and said, hey, I'm going to move my car over because it was kind of in the middle of the driveway. She said, I'm going to move this car over and rearrange everybody's cars so that we're all fitting in the driveway. Why? Because we realized that the street was not like a street that you can just park on the side of. It was like a road, like a one-way road almost. It was really small, so she moved it so that nobody's cars were in the way and nobody got hit. I know that the makeup artist said that it was her brother that was the sheriff. I think she just misheard, not really trying to make anything up or anything. I genuinely just think she misheard what I said because it all happened in a rush and she was just trying to get the story out. That's it. But I was never told that it was her brother that was the sheriff. And I'm just clarifying that that's not correct. That's pretty much it. Also, I was not rude or nasty to her. I don't know where that claim was coming from. It was a very short-lived conversation and I had nothing to be rude or
Your skin tone, that's where it came from. And she also has a nasty attitude, so she could have been projecting as well.
nasty about. Was my last message a little snippy? Yes, guys, you're stressing me out. It's my wedding day. Like, I don't know what you want from me. I'm a human being. Okay guys, so the aftermath of all of that was that I called my dad, let him know what the situation was. He called Airbnb. Airbnb told him that they would be giving him a refund for half the stay, and they said, please go make a comment under this woman's listing because she is a problem host.
I'm not shocked. I figured that from her attitude. There's a lot of things that make her uncomfortable. You could just tell at that particular point. Like I said, she don't need to have an Airbnb. Some people don't need to be hosts. Some people just need to be homeowners and go live their best life because they failed at hospitality. That's really all this boiling down to.
And nobody ever really leaves a comment, so Airbnb can't do anything about it. However, I will say as of like 15 minutes ago, and I want to thank you guys because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten this recognition without you. But Airbnb did give us a full refund and a coupon for our next stay, and said that it was on them, and apologized for everything, congratulated me on my wedding. So for everybody saying I'm so wrong,
Airbnb don't want that smoke. Airbnb did that damage control real quick. That first video had millions and millions of views. And it's a lot of things that people play about, but special occasions, a lot of people do not care for people being nasty. For me, it wasn't that deep. It's also not my house. But I also understand if I rent out my house that you have to be welcoming. You have to understand, hey, this is this, this is that. And just show people some grace sometimes.
there you have it. Guys, after that happened and I heard that my dad got his money back, I didn't care. I went to my maid of honor's hotel room. I took a shower. My bridesmaids and the makeup artist and the hairstylist all went out to go get breakfast, and they got a mimosa tower and they had the time of their lives. And we all met up at the venue at 12 o'clock. We got our hair and makeup done. I looked beautiful. I had my dream wedding. It was amazing. Everybody had fun, and I'm a married woman now. Anyways, guys, that's the story. That's pretty.
You seem like you still got that wedding glow. I don't know when you made this video in general, but it looks like you just took your hair down from your wedding or whatever the case may be. May you and your husband have a prosperous union and stay blessed.
Much it. There's not much more to it. It was very simple. I just want to thank every single person who was on the front lines and defending me. This was so great. And I want to thank whoever did reach out to Airbnb or told them, hey, this is wrong what this woman was doing. I really do appreciate it. And helping my parents get their money back. And just giving me justice. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys really do roll for me. Anyway, love you guys. Love everybody that supported me. I appreciate it. I hope that this is all over. It was definitely resolved on my end. I never want to hear about this woman or speak about her or hear from her again unless it's an apology. And and
You ain't getting
I just want to move on with my life. I am married now, and I really want to enjoy the beginning of my marriage. I'm going on my honeymoon next week, and I just want all this drama to be over. But again, I really do appreciate and love you guys so much, and thank you for supporting me, and thank you for watching my video. Okay, bye. Also, just another thing, thank you so much, Airbnb. I really do appreciate you guys trying to resolve the issue and being professional and swift and investigating. And thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, now, really, bye.
I really wanted to ask you where you was going on your honeymoon. That's how nosy I am. I really be wanting to know, like, how y'all be picking y'all honeymoon spots. Y'all, some of y'all married in my comment section. For y'all that picked y'all honeymoon spot, was any of y'all ever disappointed about a honeymoon spot that y'all picked, and why? What made it not be enjoyable? I don't want the cases of you and him fighting. I want to know, oh, we thought this place was gonna look like this, but it was really like this. As always, remember that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Stay blessed.